If you guys are cool with this, number one, I want you to make a lot of money. Anyone okay with that? Raise your hand if you're okay with that. All right. So there have been some phenomenal paychecks, even just starting off on people's first week on the job. And so I'm excited. Your first paycheck right now for the first full week should be a couple grand. So we'll see what did that finish. What did that finish off at? 2-3 grand. What is the paycheck going to be?
It should be right around $4,000.
Oh. Who'd be excited about getting a $4,000 paycheck in 1 week? Raise your hand if you'd be excited about that. All right. So by the way, phenomenal job, and I'll be recognizing our top performers from this past week. But I want to say everyone over the newsletter, all right? This week, our mission, and I'll walk through this, it's all about newsletter focus. Cool? You want to get on the newsletter. $1,000 is all it takes to get on the newsletter. By the way, divisionally, that's 2 orders. Our average orders are a little over 2 orders, 2.5 orders. Our division average order is what? Do you guys know? Have you looked on Vector Connect?
Yes.
$450, all right? Look on Vector Connect. Gulf Coast Division average order is $450. Cool? That's the average order. That means the top guys have higher. All right, and then there's other ones that have lower. Can you guys be the group that has higher and helps bring the averages up? We're going to give you some great stuff today, by the way. But I want to recognize from Beeville, from our Beeville location, we had on the newsletter this past week, Amanda at 1,670. We had Anthony at 1,027. From our North Christie, the North Ramses Pass, I want to say awesome. Aransas Pass, that's what it is. We had Austin at 1191. We had Isaiah at 1,005. And then from Corpus Christi, for you guys, we had Cheyenne at 5,584. She made over a $1,000 paycheck because that was not her first week. We had Rebecca at 3,409. So on the low end, by the way, you're earning $500 off of that. On the high end, you're making a comma paycheck off of that. All right, guys making half baby are earning $1,700 right there, which is pretty hot. Steven, $3,000 paycheck. Steven makes over 30% commission. So that's nice. Let me tell you, when you're getting those paychecks with commas in them, and that's all you're going to see for the next 2 months, by the way, really through the rest of the summer. You guys are going to be seeing every office, comma checks, comma checks. All the top checks will always be comma checks. And so 1,000 is like, whatever. The cool ones will be the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 checks in a week. And you guys are going to see some crazy reports as we get ready for the playoffs, all right? Just so you know, all right? So there's room on the floor. You can find chairs. All right? No, I'm serious. No problem. You can take this chair too if you want. So you've got Corpus. Then we've got from our Sugarland location, Mr. Gray last week, 14,396. I'm assuming that put you over for your $15,000. What was first weekend sales?
First weekend, I think we sitting at like 200.
Huh?
5,200.
5,200. So did we hit 20K or no? All right, so just shy of 20K. But phenomenal job. Still earning over $4,000 last week. Having shy of a $20,000 fast start, by the way. Over $5,000 his first weekend, and then $14,000 this week. Colin, where's Mr. Colin Shepard? So Colin, $2,450 last week. Awesome job. Again, on the low end, that's a $200 or $300 paycheck. You know, on the high end, that's a common check. You know, the half baby guys make $1,200 off of that, so that's pretty hot. Jude, great job to you, over $2,000. So again, also on the low end, if you're brand new, that's a $250 paycheck. On the high end, that's a $1,000 paycheck. So really excited about that. We had Northwest Houston in the house representing. We had some of our Cutco sales professionals throwing down. These guys make half. Taylor Wadehofer, just shy of 10 grand, earning $5,000 last week, basically. Mike Lanzetta, 3283. By the way, that was one order, earning over $1,600 on one sale. That was nice. We had Miss Leanne Storm making $1,000 last week off of 5 sales. Mr. Andrew Ramirez. We have Mr. Andrew Ramirez here in the house. Andrew, 1,489. So awesome job. Again, when someone's brand new, that's about a $175 paycheck. When you're more experienced, that can be up to a $750 paycheck. Rashawn Turner. Where's Rashawn Turner? Rashawn, $1,298 last week. Great job on the newsletter. So again, being brand new, that's a $145 paycheck or so. And on the high end, you're looking at over $600. Same thing with Luan. How do you pronounce your name? Luan. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Bam. LP. All right, can I call you LP? So LP, Awesome job as well. By the way, you guys were apart by $70. $70. And that's how scholarships this summer will be won and lost. By the way, my first competition, the playoffs, my first playoffs that I went to my first summer, their top 20 sales representatives win trophies, and I was number 21. And number 20, you know how much they beat me by? $2.
Wow.
$2.
That's sheer fault.
Yeah, we were like back and forth in the countdown, back and forth in the countdown. I was like, oh my God, this is awful. All right, because they're like, if you sold this, step forward. Okay, and we both step back. If you sold this, step forward. It was like all the way. They had to count by ones, and he literally beat me by $2. So I was like, oh my goodness. That's happened to. I've seen that in push countdowns where it was less than $3 on 3 different occasions in my 14 years. It sucks. But there will be scholarships won and lost by less than $70, by less than $5. So every single order, every single piece, little CPOs, all of them count. All right, but awesome job. Dylan Peters, where's Dylan? So Dylan back in the also at 12.14. So you guys were apart, you and LP, by $14. But awesome job. 2 sales, 12.14. And again, normally being brand new, that paycheck be over $130. When you're making half, baby, that's a $600 paycheck. And Miss Lisa, where's Lisa? She here in the house. So Lisa at $1,000 last week. We had Baytown representing on the east side. So no, for Baytown we had. Sorry, I was watching lives. So for Baytown we had Ross over $1,000 last week, and then I know Liliana had multiple orders over $2,000 for last week. So awesome job to you guys, over $1,000 on the newsletter. Lake Jackson, Mr. Mario, congratulations, 2828. Just shy if he was bringing over $400 paycheck. At half, that's $1,400. From Southeast Houston, we had Alexandra, who's been ripping it. I know she's been crushing it and ready to crush this week. But right in her first weekend, by the way, 57.16. So her paycheck's going to be about $900 or close to $900 for her first weekend of work. That's pretty hot, all right? Then we had Francisco Herrera at 34.32. Oh, by the way, he does make half, so he made $1,700 last week. So that's pretty hot. Mr. Mike, 34.04. So again, on a low end, that's a $500 check. If he up to half, that's $1,700. Marissa Smith, over $2,000. Great job to you on the newsletter. It's a $250 paycheck being new. $1,000 making half. Ashton Holt, also over 1,000, 1304 off 3 orders. Great job. It's about $150 check to 600 plus. Nacogdoches, we had Leanne Parks, 1502. Congratulations to you, getting up there on the newsletter as well. College Station, we had Zach at 1640, and we had Charles at 1259. I know we had some other reports. I don't know if this was off for College Station, because I know we had a lot more representation in the College Station office. One of our teams leading the way with our sales leadership and our assistant manager sales for sure. We had from Montgomery County and Conroe, Nick in his first weekend this weekend, Nick $6,320. So for his first 2 days of work, he will have over $1,000 paycheck, which is pretty hot. And then a little over that. So it looks like about $1,080 his first paycheck will be. But what he just did in his first weekend, when you're making half, that's a $3,100 paycheck. I just share that because I remember going to my first conference and I saw people giving their reports and they're like, and I make half, baby. And I was like, what the heck? And I'm watching people who sold $20,000, $30,000. The top person I remember at that event in the playoffs my first summer sold $37,000 and he made half. And I was like, did this guy really just make over 18 grand in 2 weeks? Yup, yeah, that was the answer. Yes. And I was just like blown, like my mind was blown, and it was expanded. I was like, you know what? Let's go. I want to make some money, And I was able to earn 22 grand these next 2 months. It was this event 2 weeks from now, mid-June, that I went to that opened my eyes. And then by July, I quit my other 2 jobs, and I was like, let's do this thing. And I did this full time all the way through August, broke the office record, and made some phenomenal income. All right. And I want to encourage you guys to just think bigger about what's possible. Taylor Thomas from Montgomery, also on the newsletter, over $1,200. Awesome job, dude. Again, over $130 paycheck, and at half, $600. Magnolia, Mr. Aaron Davis. So Aaron, awesome job. Aaron, by the way, $5,327. So that should be close or over $1,000.
Common paycheck.
Made a comma check. Boom. He's right up here. I love comma checks. Like that is just when here's the deal though. It's like before this job, who here thought that's like a normal thing? Raise your hand if you thought like comma checks are just a normal thing. Yeah, exactly. Like I started for your age when I was 19. My first week, I got a comma check. It was $1,600. I remember I didn't have direct deposit. You know, I opened my check in the mail. I opened my check and I was like, what? And I remember looking at it and I like kind of a little bit hyperventilated and I was like, hell yeah. Like your buddy Peter made $1,000 on his first weekend paycheck last week. I remember seeing that and I was like, what the heck? I wanted to put it in small bills, like roll around in it. Be like, I'm the richest person in the world. Like I had no idea. And then my mom was like, we'll see. That was just kind of like a fluke. And it was like comma checks, and then they were like 2K checks, 3K. I remember getting a $4,000 check. And I was just like, oh my gosh. That's more. You just made more this week, by the way, Gray, with your check than the average college student earns all summer. You just made your first this week. That's pretty hot. Give me a round of applause. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. You know, the average college kid makes about $3,000 to $5,000, depending if they're working 1 or 2 jobs in the summer. He just earned 4 G's his first week. That's pretty hot. All right, close to 5 G's actually in his first 10 days. So pretty exciting to see those sales reports. So we had Mr. Landon right up here. Landon, $2,529. Awesome job. So again, being brand new, that's over a $300 paycheck. And when you get to half, baby, $1,200 paychecks right there. Mr. Ryan Cardillo, do we have Ryan in the house? So Ryan, over $1,000 as well. HTX, Isabella, great start, by the way. So this past week, $7,368. You will have a common check coming, which is pretty nice. So that's hot. So then we had Mr. Justin Ledford. He did $38.36. By the way, he makes half. So he just earned over $1,900 last week. Johnny also makes half, baby. Did $2,700 last week, so also earning himself over $1,350 on his paycheck. Rochelle, do we have Rochelle in the house? So Rochelle on the newsletter, $2,561, $300 to $500 paycheck, and then again when it's half, a lot more. Brooks has been crazy. She's traveling around the United States doing marathons right now, getting to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for marathons. I didn't know what. Only had time to drop 1 sale last week. Here's what's so cool. Drops 1 sale, $25.31. She makes half. She just made a $1,200 paycheck off 1 sale. Who'd be fired up about that? Raise your hand. All right. So that's pretty awesome. Then we had Courtney. Is Courtney in the house here? So Courtney, $17.92 on the newsletter. Awesome job. Dario, pronounce it. Where are you at? Over there. Is it Dario or Dario? Dario. All right, cool. So Dario, $14.47. Awesome job, man. So that is, over $200 paycheck when you're brand new, over $700 at half. Joel. So Joel on the newsletter, $11.29, and then Dion. We got Dion at $11.26. So awesome job winning the tray. Couldn't read your name. If I had to save my life, I'd be screwed trying to read your name. All right. Then I want to say congrats to our branch up in White House, which will go through one of the top nationally ranked branches right now. Doing a heck of a job. Michael Davis from our White House location up by Tyler, Texas, $2,286 last week. Congratulations, dude. We also had Shane with $1,545. And then we had the West Houston pilot office. Some great reports across the boards. I know our goal this week, by the way, is we are going to find a way to have 32 people on the newsletter this week. Last week we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We want 32. Cool? So we want to increase by 50%. That was our goal for last week. We're getting it done this week. So we need you guys' help. I'm just going to have these people, if you're in the room, stand up. I know Brandon's traveling. Leachy's out. Cody Copeland. We have Mr. Zach Short. Stand up. Maddie's out. Peter's back at SMU. Anthony, stand up. I know Hayden's out of town as well, getting back. Stacy Williams, stand up. Josh Williamson, stand up. Corey Griffin, stand up. Anita, she's out. Tina, stand up. We had Adrian Gonzalez, who's at graduation practice and will be heading over. Ariana, stand up. We had Zyla, who's also at graduation practice. She'll be here in a little while. Louie, is on our way over here. Sorry, now you're saying something. Cam, stand up, Cam. Hey, Manuel, grab a piece of floor. Or you can have my, Cam, then we had Mr. Chavez and Jack Whitty, our 2 guys that make half. All these individuals, by the way, on the newsletter this past week for West Houston, awesome job. So I don't go through each person, but all these guys earning 150 to 200 bucks. I want to recognize the individuals over 3,000 in sales for the week. The rest of you guys can sit down. Ariana, you were one of those. $3,118 in her first weekend, by the way, earning over a $400 paycheck. So give her an applause. Awesome job. We have Ms. Zyla, who's at graduation practice, also earning over 400. She got 32.33 in her first weekend. She gets 1 clap. 1, 2, 3. 1 clap. She'll be here later. You can give her a high five. Louis, 4,144. By the way, Louis doesn't even drive. Doesn't have a car. Making things happen in her first weekend. 4,144. It's going to be awesome to see her have a 10K fast start with no vehicle, finding a way to make things happen. And she lives like in Bel Air, so she's just finding a way.
Zyla doesn't drive either.
Zyla doesn't drive either, by the way. So 2 of our girls over. I don't think, does she even have a license?
No.
No license for Zyla. So just making it happen, getting rides. Like, oh, I'll get a ride. Don't worry. Go to neighbors, go to friends, doing virtual demos. And just no excuses. Finding a way to be one of the top performers with no car. So what excuses are you making as to why you're not doing stuff? Are you making excuses, or are you finding a way to make results happen? Cam, awesome job. Right after graduation, getting on it this week, $4,664 for last week. So Mr. Cam will be earning close to a $1,000 paycheck. So we'll get your first comma check here in the next 2 weeks. Then we've got Mr. Chavez, who makes half, earning over $2,600, and Jack Whitty as well. So some great reports. And guys, our goal this week, which I'll put up, is to have over 160 people from GCK on the newsletter. That comes out to 5 to 6 per office. Cool? By the way, some of the veteran offices, we need more than 5 to 6 people. And then some of the newer offices that are just opening up, they don't have the sales reps yet. JP just opened up. We just opened up with Daniel Lee. So Richard, we'll get you on there this week. All right, here we go, Mr. Corey. Give him his 20 bucks. Nice job earlier. But really excited about what's going down, huh?
Said whatever.
We gave up on it. It's cool. Thank you so much for working your butt off to get that thing going. So you guys are from GCK. That means something. If you're over here, I apologize. If you can't see, I'm just going to read to you guys. But 5 pillars, cool, of GCK. Know these pillars, jot them down, brain them in your brain. If you look on our website, you'll see them. Number 1, class and professionalism. How we carry ourselves, all right? And if you can roll this over there. Please, my little space here. I'll grab this. If anyone wants to sit over here, but grab a piece of floor or find a chair somewhere. So I think about class and professionalism. We can just turn this off. For you guys, we have a lot of fun, by the way. I like to have a great time. This Saturday, some of you guys in this room have already been invited. If you're excited about advancement and management opportunities, by the way, I would talk to your manager about getting invited to Saturday. Mike Lanzetta, who is does a lot of personal coaching and training personally with Tony Robbins' company, has been coaching people all across the nation. Has coached some of our guys for a while. He's going to be doing a special workshop before the AM boot camp from 12 to 1 on just, impact and influence. And this is an unbelievable workshop that'll help you forever. This is life skills, not knife skills. Cool? And then I'm going to be going through, we've got a great agenda lined up for those who are excited about being assistant managers, moving up, hooking up your resumes, which we'll talk about. And I said there's 2 main goals, which I didn't give the second goal, while you work with us. Number 1, make a lot of money, which we were just recognizing some people. And number 2 is killer experience. I want my guys making the most money. I want you guys getting the best experience possible. Java. Shit, Java. All right. But I want you guys getting the best resumes. Those who came this morning for our key staff opportunity, we were talking about this, and I've never had a senior graduate not land the job internship or get into the grad school they want to get into. So it's pretty awesome to see the results that our guys have. The second thing is fundamentals excellence. All right, fundamentals excellence. And we have got a nice lineup for you guys today. Right after I stop yapping, we've got Mr. Preston that we'll be we're trying to put on the screen. I think we're just going to be connecting him to the audio, and we'll He'll be on this little computer. We'll stand him up here. But he'll be sharing on the assistant manager opportunity, just the advancement opportunity. And for you guys, again, anyone, he'll be there on Saturday. All the assistant managers will be there. And we'll be inviting assistant manager candidates to join us at City Center as we really talk about how to really maximize your time with Vector on an experience side. Cool? Not just the sales experience, but leadership experience. So for those who want to gain leadership experience, learning how to coach other people, how to help manage emotions, how to motivate people, how to work with different types of personalities, those are all things you learn in our Leadership Academy. And so starting to get involved with that is something that you can do right away. Then we're going to have Mr. Eric Ward, Hall of Fame district manager, who will be giving you guys the goods on phones. He's going to give you guys stuff on phone objections to help you guys get more demos and really strengthen you guys with handling objections on the phone. Then we have Mr. Jordan Giratano, Court of Honor District Manager, who will be giving you guys his keys on rockin' recommendations. So we'll give you guys some tips to help you in the demo to really help you maximize those as we build. We've got a week and a half to just build momentum and get ready for go time, all right? And by the way, we're going to have a little scrimmage that starts in a week next Tuesday. That's going to be a 1-week challenge. And our top performers, we already ordered. They will be here Friday. We'll win swords. You guys have seen some of the swords around the office. So we'll have top performers, and we'll give you guys at the end the levels for sales representatives, assistant managers. By the way, team builders can also win a sword. So you plus your team sales, which we'll talk about, can also win that. But we'll give some tips. Then Cody Rose will be talking about his favorite day of the year. Then we have Mr. Dawson Pickett, just what this push can do for you. And this was something that really changed his summer last year and really opened doors where now he is a district manager with our company, which is super exciting. And then Mary Lou will wrap us up with momentum into the summer. All right, so we're going to give you guys some stuff to really lay that foundation. And another thing that can help with the fundamentals excellence, by the way, is being able to come to the SLDM. All right, by the way, who had a chance to go to my SLDM last Tuesday? Raise your hand if you went to the SLDM. You guys learn a couple things? All right, some of the biggest sales reports. I saw results from all over, from all the offices right after, popping, sending messages, and just so exciting to see all the sales that came from that. And guys, this next Tuesday, I'm going to bring it. Mike's going to be running a workshop from noon to 1 beforehand. We're going to have a powerhouse getting ready because 1 week later, it's playoffs time. Cool? It's go time. We need everyone ready to roll for the playoffs. We're going to talk about that. So fundamentals excellence. Number 3, high standards of sales performance. All right. So high standards of sales performance. All right. So number 1, GCK, class and professionalism. All right. So that's number 1. Number 2, and you guys can grab some of the seats in the back. Dawson and the AMs, they can sit over here. So high standards of sales performance. So we have class and professionalism, fundamentals excellence. All right. Number 3 is high standards of sales performance. So this week, as I mentioned, we're looking for this week to have 160 people on the newsletter. All right. So 5 to 6 per office is the goal. All right. For GCK. Then we have the top reports throughout the nation. We had a push period these past 2 weeks. Assistant managers could go out and win $2,000. They got a custom Cutco computer bag. So I know we had some winners, assistant managers, Adrian Gonzalez from the pilot office, Olivia from the pilot office representing. I'm going to get the list from all your offices of the assistant managers who won this. But it's $2,000. You get a engraved bag, computer bag, to be all professional. At $4,000, you get dress shoes. All right, so we had some people win some shoes in the past 2 weeks. At $6,000, you get a custom suit, and at $10,000, you get the suit and shoes. So those will be based on tabs this week. But again, awesome job to all the assistant managers who are working hard and pushing during these 2 weeks. Excited to recognize you guys, the official winners of that contest. We will recognize at the division meeting in a week and a half once all the tabs are through. And hopefully you guys will be wearing some of your new suits and new shoes to that event. So we've got a lot of national representation, and I'm just going to go through this here real quick. So I want to give a shout out to, for the Silver Cup. All right, so national championships right now from us. We have Daniel. Daniel's number 13 in the nation in personal sales as a rising star. Daniel is also about to graduate from high school. Daniel is also a branch manager doing an entrepreneurship internship, running his own office right now. So he is absolutely crushing it. You guys have, and he's up in the meeting up north right now. Then we've got the Premier League for sales representatives. We don't have any representation there. On the Elite League, we have Francisco Herrera, who just dropped some sales for Southeast, number 4 in the nation. Then, guys, in terms of offices, HTX, right now, number 10 in the nation. Cody Rose on the College Station team, number 13. And we have Mr. Jacob Kinnamore at the number 20 spot right now nationally for the year, which is really exciting. And we got some big reports happening with district team Silver Cup race. All right, I know Northwest, you guys are just shy of the top 20. Now as we get moving and building, I know you guys are going to be up there on the top of the report. So awesome job. So exciting to see. We've got Corpus and Kinnamore also in the Silver Cup for the offices that opened last year. Branches, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Andrew Shehorn, currently number 4 in the nation for the summer. And I know that, again, we talked about April doesn't, May doesn't really matter, but shout out to him for getting ahead. I know it's go time and all our branches are ready to roll now for June. This is where everyone this past weekend, we just opened every office. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's ready to crush training going into this week. So super excited to see what we create. So a lot of representation. So you guys know right now GCK is number 5 in the nation. We're at 1.570 before this past week's shipment. Number 4 is at 1.678. Number 3 is at 1.683. Number 2 is at 1.742. And then number 1, Mr. Drew Frank, is at 2.3. So our goal is by the end of the playoffs, cool, end of June. We've got 4 weeks. We've got right now this week, next week to build momentum. Then it's playoffs. We got to be in the top 3. Cool? That's where we've got to be in order to go down for number 1. And so then we'll have during the Super Bowl, make sure we're in the top 2. And then we'll go by the end of the summer so we can creep and either be evened out or just there. And it's going to be a battle, I'm going to tell you, from August to December to take down the number 1 championship. It's not going to be easy. We need a crew. These guys are reigning national champions year after year after year. We are the rookie division. It is our first year open, all right, as a division. I came here in April last year. So in 8 months, we were still, last summer, though, number 3 in the nation for the summer from scratch. We ended up for the summer, and we ended up number 5 for the year. That's pretty dang good starting from scratch. So now we have, you guys are awesome. So we have people like Patty having 10K bouncers, right? But this year, it's all about building these next couple weeks and really creating something magical. And so we need your guys' help to get that done. All-American race, we have Mr. Chavez right now, number 3 in the nation. We have James Rushing, number 20. Again, this is totally going to move around now that people are out of school and it's go time. Like everything. I just started with the company back in 2002. And it wasn't until after SC1 that I really got things moving. I made a commitment to really treat this like a real job and go out and make some real money. And it was pretty awesome. All right. So this Tuesday, if you have not been invited, SLDM, write it down. Ask your manager. You want to be at this. I will not be running another one of these. I only run a couple all year. I'm sure I'll run one like in July. But if you want to impact your summer, you want to be here this Tuesday. I want you here this Tuesday. Anyone who's been last year, I would go again, by the way. This year to refresh. There's new stuff. There's things we're doing with social media. And I want to make sure that you guys maximize on your income and your experience this summer. So make sure you have there. And then, guys, again, the playoffs are coming up. We are 2 weeks away from the playoffs. We're going to have some big competition. So, again, next week, there will be a 1-week challenge, like a little scrimmage to get us ready. We'll hand out some swords to the top performers. But our opening ceremonies for the playoffs, like our kickoff event on Monday the 13th, and everyone should have that like in your calendar. I know anyone who came to SLTM has that, but these are the events right here. So season opener's been happening, and that's today, June 1st, the closing events for that. Playoffs kickoff event is on Monday the 13th. So jot that down. By the way, those of you who are at each of these events this summer, you will earn I've never, in 14 years, never missed an event. These are absolutely killer. We're flying people in. People are coming into town. Hall of Fame, we have 2 Hall of Fame speakers. We have multiple All-American Scholarship winners that are going to be at this event. Absolutely crushing it. I promise you right now, your manager, they'll give you a guarantee. It will pay you if you're like, oh, that was a waste. It is unreal. You will leave mind blown, ready to crush that stinking week. There's no way No way that I would allow for my entire division to be out for a day, all right, when we could be dropping 100 grand plus that day, or if I didn't know that it was going to be. So it's like one little step back that day to take 5 to 7 steps forward later. Does that make sense? So that event's going to be unreal. We just finished putting together all the stuff, all the awards, and then boom, that kicks off the playoffs. 2 weeks, the whole nation's competing. So by the way, every single division that day is meeting all across the nation. Everyone's meeting. Everyone's going to be in whatever convention room saying they're going to be number one. All right. And I'm telling you guys, we are going to bring it. So we are putting together an alliance. And this is something that you guys, if you haven't heard about, it's something that you can take with you to look at this. All right. And this has here what's happening for the alliance. You guys are going to get a contract from your manager. And these are different dates for us. There's 40 demos, and we're going to give these to you guys because if you want to sell $10,000 for the playoffs in 2 weeks, 40 demos is what you want to focus on. So writing your results of every appointment you do and how many recommendations you got, so you can keep track of your statistics through the push period. So this is something that your managers will also be giving to you. You have your push week top 50 list. This is one of the most important aspects of getting ready for the push, is putting your list together, your top 50 list of people. Top 50 from people you hadn't seen yet, recommendations you got, you know, that you want to go see. So again, it's all about building the next week and a half. So when it comes time for call time, the weekend of the 11th and 12th, we're ready to roll. Cool? So 2 weeks to that, to get ready for that. So we're going to be talking about all that for you guys. Then we've got fire. All right? We've got fire because it's going to be fire. Fuego, like fire in a good way. All right? So we've got high standards of sales performance. Number 4 is explosive team building, all right? So in terms of explosive team building, I want to recognize right now we have Alex Chavez. Alex Chavez is the number 3 team builder in the nation right now, but we've got some people creeping in, and I want to recognize that in our division, in our region, excuse me, we have some of the top people in our region. So number 3 nationally, he is also number 3 regionally. If you guys look, and I don't know, does everyone know that you can win a scholarship for recommending people this summer? Who does not know that? Raise your hand if you don't know you can win a scholarship, all right? So there's 2 scholarships you guys can win this summer, all right? One is for your personal sales, all right? So you guys know about the All-American Scholarship Program, right? So top 50 performers this summer will win a scholarship. If you want one of these for your book, you're more than welcome to grab one. If not, pass it along. Some of you guys already have this. Some of you guys do not. If you don't have one, you're welcome to take one. But this talks about the scholarship for team building, all right, that you guys can win this summer. So extra cash in your pocket, so you can grab one of these if you don't have one and pass them around, all right? But I want to recognize right now we have some of the top people in the Southwest region from Gulf Coast. So right now for the summer, I want to recognize we have Olivia. Olivia is number 13, excuse me, team builder for the scholarship right now. And then we also have from College Station, we have Preston, who's number 22. We have Angela, who's number 21. Those guys representing. I don't know if I missed anybody else from Gulf Coast. So Olivia, yeah, Miss Angela and Preston right now representing for the Team Builder Scholarship. So for you guys, you know, what are you doing to get your guys rolling? I know Josh Williamson's going to be jumping on there soon with his PRs. He'll be contending for the scholarship. But our goal, by the way, is to have, out of these 25 scholarships, we'd like to take down a third of those suckers. Cool? Our goal for the All-American Sales Scholarship is to take 20 out of the 50. Last year, we took like 10. And I wasn't even here before to teach you how to be unbelievable sales reps, and I'm really good at selling cocktail. So I'll give you guys some good stuff, those who come to my sales leadership development meeting. So Team Builder Scholarship, by the way, you guys, in your manual, it shows you different ways so you can be proactive about it. Some of you guys, you get it done on your own, whether it's social media, putting stuff on Snapchat, whatever. But there's also a cruise you can win. Who knows about the cruise? Raise your hand if you know about the cruise, all right? So as a thank you, this was something just for managers. Before we extended it to our top team builders to say, you know what? They're helping us to take down the national championship. That's how we're going to do it, by the way. The only way we're going to take down the national championship is having the baddest baller group of friends. Who here was recommended by a friend? Raise your hand high. If you were recommended by a friend, raise your hand. All right, raise your hand, keep your hand up, high, high, high. All right, if you look around, it's most of the room, all right? So the majority of people in here, which is pretty hot. So there is a cruise for this summer. For those of you who have 10 friends who work with us, even if they work 2 days, all right? So, and last thing is commitment to growth and contribution. And this is something I'm so big on, is just, are you growing yourself? So we have our Leadership Academy, which those who come on Saturday, I will explain everything. Cool? I'm not going to talk about that today, but if you are excited about not just learning the sales skills, but also learning leadership skills, talk to your manager about the assistant manager program and what you need to do to get invited to that event. That's going to be huge, all right? So we're super excited about what's happening there. And with growth, you know, our fifth pillar is growth and contribution, giving back. And if you guys now go on our GCK website, people can go on there and see Angel Wings. You can even go there and donate, and it goes straight to the page for the bricks, all right, for the brick program. So you guys can raise your own funds. But if you have customers who want to buy their own brick or want to donate, they can click that, and it goes straight to the brick program on our website. It takes them here. So it lets them pick how they want to donate money towards the hospital. Cool? So are you sharing with your customers what we're doing to give back to the community, and then also, you know, just back in general? All right. So we have a group this weekend, this fall, and we're going to solidify dates that we want to take to Haiti to help with a work project. And then I know in March we're planning on a trip for the opening of the hospital. So we've got to finish raising the funds this summer so we can finish this hospital off. So we can really use your guys' help in getting that done. So excited to help you guys today, really give you guys tools to increase in sales. And I'll tell you guys this summer, for those of you who really take advantage of the next 2 months, and I think about, you know, for us and just kind of where we're going as a division, as an organization, and, you know, what this summer can do for you. Like, our future leaders are going to come from here. You know, next year we're looking to continue our expansion. Right now, this summer, we opened 20 new offices. So we're a baby division, and we're just growing. We're growing. We're planting offices. 5 of those were year-round offices. 15 of those were just for the summer entrepreneurship program. Some of you will have a chance to do that next year. But it's just the most unbelievable experience to be able to gain this at a young age. And I'm excited to have, and I'll probably just have, can we get Preston on the phone? Do any of you guys have his actual phone number? Cool. If we can get him on the phone so we can just put him on the auxiliary cord, all right? But for, here we go. So we'll get him on there. But some of our best reps every single year, they always come in June. By the way, there's people who haven't even started. They're going to start this weekend. They're going to start next weekend. Your offices are going to get real busy because high school graduations are finishing up this week. So next week we get slammed. It's our biggest, by the way, next week is our biggest, like, where we get phone calls. Like, it's insane. If you walk in to our offices or any of the call centers, it's going to be ringing, like, off the hook. Like, online applications coming in. It's insane what happens next week. This week's like the calm before the storm. Memorial Day weekend. People are traveling. We had, you know, stuff happening this week. People are getting ready for graduations, and they have it. And then next week, it's like the following 2 weeks, it's lights out chaos, which is great because that helps us build as we go into the playoffs, the actual competition. All right. So, and by the way, for anyone who doesn't, like, some of you guys hear the playoffs, you're like, what is that? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Every single office is competing nationally. You only get to actually see the whole division together and do trophies for these competitions. We do it divisionally twice. We do big competitions, so you'll get to see the whole division. All 29 offices will be together, by the way, for this, and we're going to be recognizing the best of the best. We have a limo night, VIP night for all the 10K pushers, by the way. Lorena just helped me lock that down yesterday. We're going to have a great event. We've got 2 limo buses that are picking us up at the end of SC1 with all the top push performers and all of our 10K fast starters. If you were a 10K fast starter and you perform for the push, you get an additional gift card for massage, and that's pretty nice. I like massages. All right, or you can cash that in for something of your choice. All right.
Can you get Austin real quick?
Yeah.
Grab Austin. Thank you. So we have a limo night. So the limos will pick us up. They will take us to our first location where we will have appetizers. We will mingle. You will get a chance to hang out with some of the best, top managers, top Cutco sales professionals, top sales representatives, and you'll get a chance to mingle with them. Are we getting Preston here, or he's over there?
Where?
He just had him on the phone. I didn't know if we're gonna just plug him in auxiliary.
Oh well, I got this computer just because this is a regular HDMI, not an Apple one.
Okay.
So Austin knows how to do it.
Okay, cool.
So I was grabbing.
So we'll see. Tell him that we should get Ubu up here in a second, so he's ready to go. Yeah. So for you guys, so the entire company competes. All right, and it's for those of you guys who didn't get to do your fast start before, I think about there's a couple of things with like being part of the alliance. One, I love the competition. And some of you guys like to compete. I'm an athlete. I like competition. I like winning. So I thought it was always fun to just compete head to head with everybody. The bragging rights, the pride that came from it. Not just you personally with your personal sales, but also being part of a winning team. And being one of the top teams in the nation. And so I think it's pretty awesome. So there'll be the trophy winners, top 20 sales representatives will be actually getting footballs that'll be engraved with GCK on them. And then the top ones will have trophies that they'll get for whoever's number one in each category for the push period. So we want to take down Louisiana. Our biggest competitors for this competition are Louisiana and Colorado. Those are our two biggest competitors. There's some other big players for sure, but those are two of our biggest competitors. And there's North Florida is a huge competitor. Up in Chicago, they're a huge competitor. And then we have a big competitor out in California. So those are some of the biggest powerhouses. And even Lone Star right next to us in Austin, they're beating us right now for the year. And I know they're going to bring it, but I don't know that they're going to have the next 2 months. I don't know that they're going to have the focus, and I don't know that they've prepared. They don't have a track record to have push periods. Like that's something that I've been known for in my career is winning all the the big competitions. So I don't know that they have that same intensity when it comes to the competitions that we're going to bring. So I think about competition. Second thing, I think about income, earning your biggest paychecks ever. Again, you'll see people earn during those 2 weeks $3, $4, $5, $7, $10, $15, $20,000 or more in income in a 2-week period. I've heard some chatter from some of the guys from College Station, and some of their goals will have them earning $25,000 to possibly $30,000 in income in a 2-week period. Income. So you guys are going to see some big paychecks, and it's cool when you have everyone doing it. We're going to get an agenda out. There's going to be a lot of learning. Every office will have workshops happening every single morning for the 2 weeks. Cool. So you guys will get the agenda for that, and we're going to walk through that when we kick off on Monday the 13th. But starting Tuesday the 14th, every morning, you have an elevation series that is designed to help you guys elevate your skill sets. And the managers are going to be bringing it with high-powered workshops every single day to give you guys the goods to help you in success. And by the way, you don't have to be there every single day. But those of you the more days you're there, the better you do. Those who are on the 3K Alliance, we expect you to come at least 2 of the 6 days. Cool? If you're going for 6K plus, we expect you to come at least 3 out of the 6 days. If you're going for 10K plus, you should be there at least 5 out of the 6 days. All right? Or 4 out of the 6 days. We're going out and really having a desire to grow. That's the third thing you can expect from the push is hyper growth. All right? And so just getting better at the job, mastering your demos, building your recommendations, and building into, so you still have July and August, all right? And so we'll have like a couple weeks before we start up again. There'll be 3 weeks, and then July 18th is when the Super Bowl kicks off. Cool? So just so you guys are aware of that. So we'll go hard till the 29th, and then on the 18th, 3 weeks later, basically, is when the Super Bowl kicks off. So have you locked up and knowing like these dates from the 13th to the 29th, guys, you can block off in June.
Thank you.
That's the playoffs. The Super Bowl is from July 18th, or starts the 19th until the 6th. Those 2.5 weeks, if you can block them up and try to get as many vacations before or after those. Cool? Like if family's not sure what vacation they're doing, hey mom, let's go in the first weeks of July. Or hey, let's go second week of or after August 6th. So we can have as many of our key players. I mean, think about if you're not like Matt, you just went to the Final Four for lacrosse, right? Like, imagine if like their stud players were like, oh, I'm on a family vacation this weekend, and they went away for Memorial Day weekend. They wouldn't do that, right? Like it's the Final Four, like it's go time. So we need our best players, our best athletes, our best guys who are going to come out and perform. We need you guys for the playoffs. We need you guys for the Super Bowl. And I know some of you guys didn't have this job before, and you might have already pre-planned things. It is what it is. Do what you can with the time you're here. Cool? But for any of you guys that are able to move anything around, for any of you guys that your families have not solidified exactly when the vacation is, be like, Mom, after June 29th. Let's do something there. I've got a 3-week break. before the Super Bowl kicks off. I got to be back on July 18th, ready to go. All right. So just trying to do as much as you can to be here for those competitions. That's going to help us a lot as we go for the national championship. Cool. The fourth thing I think about with push periods is the advancement opportunities. It's like an interview for the future. You know, you want to be involved with one of our programs, whether it's in sales, leadership management. We're searching for new assistant managers. We're searching for next year's who's going to be on the branch team next year, who's going to be top helping run our top district offices. We're looking for all that starting now, you know, for next summer. And even now you can move up for this fall. I think about personal and professional skills that you gain. Those personal and professional skills, they're absolutely huge. So again, we're going to go through all that. So I'm gonna hand off and to Preston to share with you guys. We had asked him. I'm super excited to have Preston on our leadership team. He is in our Corpus office and helping out.
College Station. College Station.
Sorry. I meant to say that, but I was just looking at paper. C-Stat, all right? So helping run the show up in C-Stat as one of the recruiting managers, really helping build the momentum and build the recruits up there. I'm super excited about where these guys are going. Last year, they broke the all-time College Station record, and this year they're going for the first office in company history, doing $1 million in the College Station territory. So super excited to see them break through. This year, we're looking for a lot of $1 million organizations coming out of GCK, and excited to have them leading. So, Preston, we're going to hand it over to you.
I don't know if you heard.
Someone's listening to my live stream.
Preston, can you hear us? You're on, buddy. Why do you sound so weird?
Hey, can we have the other guys? Can we have you guys mute yourself?
Oh, now he heard me.
It's delayed there on live stream.
Yes.
We should get him on the phone.
Yeah.
His face up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off the broadcast.
No.
I don't.
No, I'd rather turn this off.
Okay, so we're just gonna put him on. Sorry. So we've got all these offices everywhere. So he'll be speaking there. Do we have him on the?
No, I
Can you
didn't.
get him back on the phone? Do you have his phone number?
I have his phone number, but
Here, get him on the
Yeah.
phone. We'll just have him speak on here. But not everyone's gonna hear him in the other offices.
yes, because we're on live stream.
Oh, perfect.
That's why I said don't turn the live stream.
Yeah, get him on the phone.
Technology.
Yes, technology is awesome, and sometimes it sucks. Yeah, bring him on up. All right.
It's finished. There's nothing.
All right. So we got Preston, assistant manager in the College Station office, on the telephone.
All right, Preston, you're on. Hello? Hello? Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Go get him.
Preston, let's roll. You got 10 minutes.
We good? You all can hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're good. Go.
Hello. Hey. Okay, that's delayed a whole lot. Hold on.
What is he waiting?
I'm gonna pause my
Don't
laptop.
don't go by the live stream. Just turn your live stream off right now. Just go by my voice. Ready? You're on.
Yeah. Okay, what's up, guys? Hey, well, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Preston Flurkey. I'm a personal recruiting manager here in the College Station office. And just make sure y'all can hear me okay, right? We all good?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
assume that's a yes, but okay, all right. So I guess what I'll start off with, guys, is saying I'm going to talk about the advancement opportunities that you guys have before you with Vector as far as management goes. But I guess I'll start off with being a sales rep obviously is a great opportunity to build your resume and learn so many different types of skills you'll use for the rest of your entire life. Doesn't even matter if you're going to run a business whatever you may do, the skills you learn here, you'll be using for the rest of your life. But there can be much more to it than that. Vector provides opportunities for our reps to advance in the management roles because we believe in promoting from within. But the best part is for our students and other part-timers, the best part is these positions can be held around school and other responsibilities. And I started with Vector a little less than a year ago, back in, what was it, last August, a couple months later. I guess they decided they kind of liked me a little bit, became an assistant manager here in Cody's office. And I was doing that around school. I'm a full-time student at A&M, and I was able to be a rep and a manager around my school schedule. And that's the beautiful thing about Vector is we kind of cater to our students and the flexible schedule that you can provide, even as an assistant manager, works around school and other responsibilities that you may have. But many of our managers started out as a sales rep and then an assistant manager in college. They finished their education and then decided to turn Vector into their full-time career after college. But now let's talk a little bit why I like being an assistant manager. So guys, obviously, as you know, I'm a college student myself, and I get to run part of a multi-million-dollar corporation, which is pretty awesome. I get to interview new reps. Even most of the reps in my office right now, I've interviewed most of you: Rain, Jonas, Zach, Nestor, Kayla. I interviewed you guys, and some of the more reps, even Braxton Wilson. Where's Braxton? Braxton's not here today, but interviewed him, and you get to kind of see the inner workings of a business, how it works. And that's awesome. Whether or not you want to run a business yourself or not, either way, it's a beautiful opportunity. I get to maintain a standard of leadership for my entire team and represent Vector in a positive way. Beyond that, with the leadership position, you get to kind of work with reps, help them achieve their goals. You get to sit down with them, do a PC, help them with their demos, help them with their goals, make a schedule, and kind of see where they want to end up. I mean, everybody's got dreams. We've got reps that want to make $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week. We have reps that want to make a couple extra $100 a week. And the beautiful thing is we get to, as an assistant manager, I get to help reps do that and achieve whatever it is that they want. Help them learn time management, interpersonal skills, business skills, networking, and help them understand what they truly have before them. But guys, like I said, I'm a college student, and working with Vector, I kind of, when I first started as a rep, I was like, okay, this might be a good job to, get me some extra money. But I never imagined that it would give me, not only as a sales rep, but even more so now as an assistant manager, guys. I never imagined that it would give me the personal growth and development that it has. Like, to be honest, about a year ago, even 2 years ago, if I would have thought about giving a talk in front of all of y'all and in my office right now, I probably would have peed my pants if I even thought about that. But working with Vector, being an assistant manager, has given me the confidence to not only take on everything that Vector has to offer, but to take on anything life puts my way. And that's pretty awesome. I love it. More than anything, like I said when I started, I would have never imagined that I would have come this far and had all this personal growth and development that Vector has. And I promise you, if you take full advantage, you can pretty much have the same thing. As far as the opportunities go, as an assistant manager, obviously just having Vector on your resume, even just as a sales rep, you're guaranteed interviews with many Fortune 500 companies, and even more so once you become an assistant managers. And personally, give you a little story here. I've been offered several positions, even just on my demos, or just working here. I've had businesses call me based on my resume, asking me to come work with them, but I decided to stay now and to stay with Vector because I'm not done growing. I'm not done living up to my full potential, and it's just awesome. Like having, you guys don't know how good it feels to have a business or an employer call you and ask you to work for them. And the shocker there is I'm still in college. I don't even have a degree yet, but businesses are asking me to come work with them. And it's an awesome feeling, to be honest. But beyond that, opportunities, I get to through the interview process, through the training process, through the launching and bringing all of these new reps on, I get to help see too that our reps achieve their dreams, achieve their goals, and that's kind of my ultimate why in life. Everybody has their different reasons for what they do, but my big thing is I get to help my reps achieve whatever it is they want to. Zach, I know you've already, like, what are you at your third promotion already? Almost, and you've been here like a week or two. Rain, you're at your second promotion. Everybody's advancing, and you never thought, like, I get it, guys, we sell knives. Like, I mean, they're awesome knives, don't get me wrong, but we sell knives, but you never would have think that you'd get this crazy knife job, and it can completely change your life in the best way possible. When I came in, I was like, oh, okay, this is a nice thing. I don't know about this, but here I am about a year later, and leading a multi-million-dollar corporation, helping my team achieve $1 million a year, which is a huge goal, because we, like Kathy said, we're a brand new division, but we're among the top 5 in the entire nation, even though we're so brand new, and we're already part of such an amazing organization that with our AM's leadership and guidance, and with our team's help, we're going to take down the #1 spot here in 2016, and it's all about being part of something greater than yourself. Let's see, and now I'll talk a little bit about why I like giving back to my team. First off, just to kind of recap on what I said earlier, like I said, never would have imagined the opportunity that Vector has given me, the team when I was just a sales rep, the personal growth, development, confidence, time management, networking, business skills, everything I've learned. I decided when I was offered the assistant manager position, I decided, hey, this is my chance to kind of give back and help the future reps that are like me, help them achieve the same things. And I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. Let's see. Excuse me, but now you guys may be asking, well, Preston, what do I need to do to become an assistant manager? Basically, guys, it can be pretty simple. When we're targeting prospects for our management positions, we look for those that are kind of leading the way with the other reps. You know, do you have a positive attitude? How's your work ethic? If you have a bad week, everybody has their low points. Everybody has their bad weeks, bad couple weeks, what have you. But if you're going through that period and we see that you have a positive attitude and you believe into the best, you know it's going to turn up. And you're always working. You're always striving to be better and be part of something greater. That's something we definitely look for as far as your work ethic. Seeing when I walk in to the office and I see a rep just in here doing a phone jam, doing calls, just trying to better themselves and help the team, that's huge for us. I mean, obviously, as we talk about personal recruits and the team builder scholarship, obviously that is something we really look forward to, is building the team. We want a great, fun atmosphere full of friends, and which makes it pretty competitive, but ultimately more fun as well. So if we see you working hard, building the team, always being positive, no matter what comes your way, it doesn't even matter. You don't have to be the top rep in the office. You don't have to sell more than everybody else. If you have that you have that positive attitude. You have that work ethic. You never give up. We see you encourage your fellow reps to be the best version of themselves, and we see you constantly striving to be the best version of yourself. You're definitely a prospect for our management teams. But to wrap up, guys, the best part about being an assistant manager is, I've talked about this a little bit already, but the best part of being an assistant manager is simply watching your team grow, helping and watching all these people that came in for some random nice job and seeing it kind of turn their life around like it did myself. I know what it did for me, and I know what it can do for my reps. I mean, most people see it like, oh, nice thing, just a college job, but ultimately I get to work one-on-one with my reps and see it completely change their life. I get to help them become the best version of themselves, whether or not they're with us long-term or short-term. Either way, they'll have a great experience, and I love getting the best feeling I get is seeing someone go out and make a couple $100 just for sitting with Miss Jones and hanging out with her for a little while. The potential that we have, even if you're in a low point, even if you're in a high point, the potential to do so much just with this company is beautiful. That's what I love most about it. And what I appreciate most, not only that, is the fact that I'm like, my future is pretty much say, imagine sitting down with an employer and telling them that you were an assistant manager and helped run a $1 million office, part of a multi-million-dollar corporation. Imagine sitting down with an employer, telling them that, like, oh yeah, I kind of ran a multi-million-dollar corporation, helped the team grow to $1 million, $500,000, whatever your office's goals may be. Imagine sitting that down and telling an employer that, and more than likely you'll probably get accepted on the spot, because that's the vector opportunity in and of itself. And if you truly take advantage of it, work hard, have that positive attitude that we talked about, and work to manage your time and business skills, it can be probably the best experience of your life. I know it's built my confidence. It's built so many of my skills. Like I said, I wouldn't even imagine that I'd be talking to a group of people without peeing my pants about a year ago. But it's given me that confidence. It's broken me out of my shell, and just to close, guys, that is what I love the most about the Vector opportunity. So talk to your managers about joining key staff, about becoming an assistant manager, and whether you want to take Vector as a career for the next 10 years of your life, for the next couple months, for the next 5 years. If you take full advantage, guys, it can completely change your life like it has mine. And I guess that's what I'll end with, guys. But it was awesome talking to y'all. And if y'all ever have any questions, yeah.
I said thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, give me a round of applause. Thank you. All right. We are going to go over to the live stream. Our live stream might be a little behind, but we're going to dive in with Mr. Eric and pass this over. So Eric Ward, by the way, you guys want pen and paper ready to take some notes. Eric is going to give you guys some goods here, and we'll stand up and stretch, but you guys want pen and paper ready to go. Eric is a Hall of Fame district manager, started in 2002 with our company. He was a top sales performer. He ran the pilot office in 2003. He became a district manager in 2004. He has produced over $10 million in sales, has put out a lot of managers who do this for a living, some of the best right now in Louisiana, all came from him. He moved here from Louisiana last year and took over Northwest to help us develop this area. Super stoked to have him, not just professionally, but also personally. Love him and his wife. And getting time with them, and now the new little baby boy who's on his way, Mr. Weston. But super excited for our new dad to be. We can give him a round of applause, please, Mr. Eric Ward. And pen and paper. Let's go.
right. So I want everybody, we're going to create a little energy. Everybody stand up real quick. I know you've been sitting, and it's a little warm in here. So kind of shake it out. You turn to your left or right. Give your neighbor a high five. Say you're
You're awesome.
All right, good. You can sit down now. Some of you are going high five happy. I like that. Okay, so I'd like to first start by saying thank you for waking up early and taking the time to come in to do this today. All of your friends are sleeping or playing Xbox or watching Netflix, and you're investing time and energy into becoming a better version of yourself. You're going to learn personal and professional skills here that are going to impact your paycheck and make you more money. And that's really awesome. So you're probably here for one of two reasons, for experience or income. And I hope that my message in some way impacts both of these things for you. I've been asked to talk to you about the phone today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a little bit of mindset and psychology for you. I'm actually going to spend zero time whatsoever on your approach, because you all have the approach written down in your book. You know what the approach is, and you know to use it and read it. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the structure and mentality of how you go about doing a disciplined phone time session. And then I'm going to spend a little bit of time to do some Q&A. And I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm actually going to allow you to throw some objections at me. And I'm going to show you kind of on the fly how to handle some objections that you may have encountered on the phone and what to do. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about investments. So generally when you guys make money, you do three different things with it. Number one, you like to spend it. Who likes to spend money? Yeah, you like to spend money. Okay. So the second thing you like to do with money is you like to invest it. Okay, and you like to use it for some purpose, some investment like a house, maybe a bank account, maybe saving for a future child, like I'm going to have. It's exciting. It's exciting and terrifying at the same time. It's my first one. So maybe you want to buy a house, or maybe you want to buy a nice watch. You know, whatever the case is, that's an investment. The third thing you're going to make money for is to give it away, like Kathy was saying, charity, being able to help others. You know, in Houston here, we've got some floods, right? How cool would it be just to go to Costco and buy $500 worth of water and be able to hand it out to people in need? You know, so you're going to make money for three different reasons, but one of those three reasons is going to be for investing, okay? So we're going to talk about investments for a moment. People invest in a lot of things. You can do lots of things. I like lots of different types of investments, okay? So I like nice things, okay? Like a Rolex watch. I like gold and silver. In fact, I've got gold and silver in a vault in Singapore and Switzerland. I like international bank accounts, okay? I've got a bank account in Australia, as well as several accounts here. I've got investment accounts, okay? I've got investment property, okay? But the one investment that's more important than anything else is your investment into yourself and what you learn and how you apply what you learn to move towards your real goals, okay? And so we're going to spend some time talking about the phone here, because this investment that I'm going to give you for free, because you've invested the time to come in and learn this free investment advice that I'm going to give you is going to dramatically impact your ability to do better on the phone, okay? As you know, to get demos, you got to make phone calls. And so this is a really critical part. I also think I could speak for all of you when I say phone's probably the most challenging, scariest part of the job. If someone else booked your demos for you all day, how many demos could you do a day, right? You're like, I'll just do demos all day. They're easy, right? The phone's the challenging part. And so we're going to talk about how to make this a little bit easier for you, how to help you with this. And this is the same tips I've given over 3,000 reps that have gone out and produced over $11 million in sales. So if you take this stuff and you use it, it's really going to help you, okay? So let's dive in. So first thing we want to talk about is let's talk about daily habits, okay? Who in here works out or plays sports? Okay, hands down. Who in here has been on a dance team or a cheerleading team? Ladies? Gentlemen? Okay. So who in here likes to eat healthy and stay in shape? Okay. Who in here has a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Or multiple boyfriends or girlfriends? I'm not really judging here, okay? So all of these things I've named, whether it's working out, whether it's eating healthy, whether it's being in a committed long-term relationship, whether it's phone time, all of these things that are done in the best way are done daily. You eat healthy daily. You work out daily. You invest in your significant other. In that relationship, you invest in it daily. You've probably noticed if you stop working out daily, you go a little pudge. You're not as in shape, right? You probably also noticed that if you don't invest in your significant other in that relationship daily, they might not be that significant other very soon. Okay? So phone time is no different. Disciplined, daily, consistent effort is what it takes to be good at the phone. Okay? So it should be a daily habit. You'll spend less time on the phone when it's a daily habit. How does that work, Eric? Well, it's real simple. If at any given time you have 10 demos booked up in your schedule, you don't have to do a lot of phone time. You probably only have to make 9 to 15 calls a day and just keep 10 rolling demos set in your schedule. Okay, you don't have to sit down and make 3 or 4 hours of phone calls and sweat it because you don't have any demos booked. You're freaking out because you need to make money. You just make a few calls every day. It makes it work a lot better, okay? So this is going to help you stay sharp on the phone. One of the things I also want to share with you is I want you to think about when you do your phone time. Best times I've found are 7 to 9 a.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. 7 to 9 a.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. On Saturday, 8 to 12, 8 a.m. to 12 lunch. Now after 12 lunch on Saturday, most people like me who are married, age 30 to 60 and homeowners, people you're focused on, chances are we've got things figured out that we're doing for the day. Okay? Sunday is my favorite day to do phone calls. Because guess what time's a good time on Sunday? Anytime. Sunday is also the day that I sit down and plan my week. Now remember who's talking to you. I am married. I am age 30 to 60, and I am a homeowner. Who do you want to sell Cutco to? Me. I'm telling you how we think. Sunday is the day that most people plan out their lives and kind of figure out what's going on. Sunday's a great phone day, okay? So these are your best times to reach people. Now I always get asked, Eric, what if I'm calling people over and over again and they're not answering when I call at these times? What should you do? Call at a different time. So this is real simple. Like if you call somebody 3 or 4 times and they're not answering between 7 to 9 a.m. and 7 to 9 p.m., or they're not answering at these weekend times, try a different time. Try to randomly call them at 11 a.m. on a Thursday. They'll probably pick up. Oh, I have no idea I was going to get you, Miss Jones. Well, it's the great way about how phone time works, okay? So you might want to have different phone times on different days, kind of in that structure. And if somebody doesn't answer after repeated times, call them at a random time. But by being on the phone every day, it's going to become a positive habit for you. And like all positive habits, the more you focus on it on a consistent daily fashion, the better you get at it, right? The better you get at anything that you do daily. Let's talk about preparation for a second. Let's talk about dress. So whenever you are going to do your phone time, I recommend that you look sharp, okay? You should be dressed for a demo. Okay, collared shirt, you guys know what looking good for a demo means. So when you do your phone time, you should be dressed in case you have a demo, right? Have you ever sat down and done phone time? You're like, hey, Miss Jones, can I come see you at 5 or 7? She's like, well, I'm free right now. Can you come over? You're like, yeah, right? So being able to stay on top of things and go straight to the demo, you want to be dressed. You want to look sharp, so that way you're ready to go. It puts you in a working frame of mind. I promise you, when you get dressed up in a monkey suit like this, you feel like you're working, okay? So when you dress nice, it puts you in that work mentality. A lot of times that'll translate to some stuff on the phone for you. Let's talk about scheduling your phone times and scheduling your demos. So whenever you go to make your schedule each week, you want to make sure you're scheduling in certain times that you're doing phone calls and certain times that you're doing demos. Does everybody know who Justin Timberlake is? Okay, does Justin Timberlake have a clock in hourly job? What's he do? He's a performer, right? Guess what Justin Timberlake does every day? He sits down, he clocks in and he spends creative time expressing himself and what he wants to create. He literally sits at a desk and clocks himself in. Why do you think he does that? Does he have to? No. But he understands this mentality that if you're going to sit down and you're going to be successful and you make your own hours and you're your own boss, you have to act like a boss. You have to act like you're really working. Okay? Another famous person who did this was a famous comedian, George Carlin. Another famous comedian, Robin Williams. This is how they produced their best work. They would sit down, they would clock in, and they would clock out. So do you have your phone time scheduled? Or do you just kind of randomly do your phone time when you feel like it? I assure you, the ones who have their phone time scheduled, I bet you book more demos. It's something that works exceptionally well when you schedule it, okay? So make sure you're scheduling in your times, your successful phone times, and the times that you want to offer people for your demos. Clock yourself in just like you're in a time card, and clock yourself out. Have any of you had the feeling before where you're just kind of hanging out, you got this kind of like dread in the back of your mind, you're like, oh God, I need to book demos. And you just can't stop thinking about it? That's because you don't have your phone time scheduled and booked and set. If you set specific phone times, you know when you start, you know when you're done. And when you're done, don't think about it anymore. It's a really easy way to free your mind and accomplish what you want to at set times. A good rule of thumb, like I said, is to have a certain number of rolling demos booked up that you want. Now, many of you did a fantastic job today. Many of you booked 3 and 4, and some of you even 5 demos. Ash got all 5. Several of you got 4. Shelby, Landon got 3. Many of you got 3 or more. You got the ball rolling, okay? So tonight, go home and make 9 to 15 more calls. Then tomorrow morning, make 9 to 15 more calls. What you'll notice, you'll start to get 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 demos booked out into the future, and get yourself to a nice, steady, rolling 10. You'll feel really good when you go party or when you go to the movies. Anytime you're doing something besides work, you feel really good knowing you got 10 demos in the bag, you're ready to rock. Now, can demos cancel or reschedule? Sure, but what's it matter if you're making calls every day? That's not a big deal anymore. You're easily replacing those. Okay? So this is one of those things that consistent effort. This is how you're going to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 this summer. Okay? These little seeds and habits and tips I'm giving you. This is where the success comes in. Okay, let's talk about a few other things. You want to keep record of your phone time. I know one of the most challenging things that you do when you make phone calls, you sit down, you got your script out, you got your schedule, you're ready to rock, and you're like, oh, now what? You got to flip through all your books, find people you want to call, do all these different things. You probably spend, I remember when I was new, you probably spend more time thinking about who you're going to call than actually calling people. So let's talk about some planning and scheduling in advance. I'm going to show you something that's very, very simple, but will probably revolutionize the way you do phone time. The next time any of you do phone time, I want you to do this. Now, you don't need this piece of paper. You actually can do this on a piece of loose leaf paper, okay? I'm going to show it to you, and after I explain the simplicity of it, you'll be like, oh my God, you just made me so much money. This is going to be so much easier. I'm going to teach you something called the circle method. I printed out 20 circles on a piece of paper. Now, you can do this on a piece of loose leaf. You just draw out 20 circles. Before you do your phone time, go through your leads, go through your names. And what you're going to write is you're going to write 20 names and phone numbers and the source of those 20 names and phone numbers in each box. You're going to pre-plan who you're calling. You're going to write it down on this piece of paper. You can do this anytime you're not doing phone calls. You can do this at midnight for the day for the next day. So that way when you get up, you're ready to rock, you know exactly who you're calling, it's all scripted out. Now here's the beauty of this. When I call that first person, if I book a demo, I'm going to put a big check mark, and I'm going to write the time of the demo. If I call that person and they're not available, I'm going to write NA in the box. If I call that person and they say call back, I'm going to write CB in the box, and I'm going to write the time and day to call them back. And if they say no, I'm going to put an X mark. on the box. I'm going to make my 20 calls, and when I make my 20 calls, I'm done. That's it. I'm not worried about who I'm booking. I'm not worried about the outcome of the call. All I'm worried about is getting 20 calls done. Because I know if I do 20 calls, I'm going to book 4 or 5 demos. That's just the way the dice roll works. That's just the way the approach works. That's the beauty of this. So this allows you to separate yourself from the what if, right? Hey, guess what? If you eat healthy and you work out, you will be in shape every day. It's that simple. It's just like this. If you just do the 20 calls, you're going to book your demos, okay? So I want you to use this next time you make your calls. Draw out 20 circles. Use this. Please let your manager know how well this works. This is going to change your life. All right, so that's scheduling out your phone time. Now, does everybody know how to book a schedule and set up a schedule? We cover this in your initial training. Is this one out? Okay, whenever you go to book out your schedule, you know you write your times in your schedule, right? That you want your demos. So let's say today, you want a 4 o'clock, a 6 o'clock, and an 8 o'clock. You're going to write out those times in your schedule to make sure you've got times to offer people. Okay, you just don't book a random time. It's something you planned in advance. Also, that if somebody's like, well, hey, can I see you at 5? You don't take that 5 because you're trading 1 demo for 2. All else held constant, that doesn't make sense. 2 demos always have a better chance of selling than 1 demo. Okay, so stick to your guns, stick to your times. It's totally worth it. All right, next. I want to explain the importance of sharing specific goals with your customers. We do this in the approach, but this isn't just a random exercise. This is actually psychologically important, okay? Let's say I want to get 10 demos booked, and I have 5 booked. I'm going to tell Miss Jones that. Hey, Miss Jones, I've got 5 demos booked. I'm trying to get 5 more. My goal is to get 10 done by Monday night. Is there any way you can squeeze me in for 7 o'clock tonight, or would something a little bit earlier, like 11 tomorrow, work better for you? It would really help me towards my goal. You're sharing your exact goal of what you're trying to accomplish. I don't care if you need 10 and you have 0. Hey, Miss Jones, I got no demos. I'm trying to get 10. Can you be my first? It would mean so much if you be my first demo booked. Huge boost to confidence for me. Oh, okay. She fits you in. Whenever you're doing your appointments and you're booking your phone calls, set a specific goal for how many calls you want to make and how many demos you want to book. This is really important. So that way, when you're done with your calls and you're done with your circles, you can see where you're at relative to your goal. And our next time we talk, we're going to talk about this again because I'm going to explain to you how you can actually diagnostically check how well you're doing with your phone approach by the feedback from the sheet. If you have more than 5 X's, you need to fix your approach. If you've got more than a few callbacks, you need to change your approach, right? If you're getting a bunch of check marks, call me and tell me what you're doing so I can teach everyone. So this is an easy way to check how you're doing, okay? What's normal? What's normal is about every 3 to 5 phone calls you should book a demo. That's what's normal. That's how you should be gauging where you're at. Because some people don't answer. Some people aren't home. Some people are busy, okay? And I just want to share this with you guys. The busier, more successful people will be harder to book demos with. Y'all understand that, right? Because busy, successful people are always doing something. So don't let that dissuade you or don't let that discourage you. You just got to work harder and show more value on your call. Share your goals would be how you build value. And those people will book with you eventually. Don't be afraid to book those people a week or 2 in advance. They keep calendars months in advance. If you're really successful, you plan life like a year in advance. And so don't be afraid to offer times in the future for your really, really high-level people, okay? Normal people, schedule them in a 3-day window. That's normal, okay? All right. Like I said, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about the approach, but there's a few other things I do want to share with you. Whenever you make your phone calls, try to call people in the same geographical area. Let's say I'm making my phone calls. I need to know what part of town or maybe what subdivision or what area of town those leads are that I'm calling. So that way when I call through people, I'm not like, in Conroe and then like West Houston and then Magnolia and then Galveston, okay? It's not going to work. So you want to make sure you're mindful of that whenever you're making your calls. So I like to put next to my phone number what area of town that person's actually from, maybe even their subdivision or the high school their kid goes to. So that way I know a little bit about what I'm calling and what I'm doing. Many a day has been messed up by sales reps by not thinking about those things. You'll maybe get 2 or 3 demos, but you'll be late for the other one. This is a really easy way to do things. Another really important thing I just want to emphasize again, let's say your goal is to make 20 calls. Don't stop till you make your 20 calls. Let's say your goal is to book 5 demos, and your first 5 calls you book 5 demos. Why shouldn't you stop? You're like, hey, I hit my demo goal, I'm done. Well, not if you made the goal based on your calls, right? If you call 20 people and you just book 5 on your first 5, you might get way ahead of the game. You might book 12, 13 demos. Now you're feeling really good. Now you're set up. So then each day you do a little bit of maintenance phone time. You stay at 10 to 15 demos a week. You crush the summer. I know some of you guys are going to go really big for the push. Well, let me give you a magic stat. For every $10,000 you want to sell, plan on calling 100 people. For every $10,000 you want to sell, plan on calling 100 people. It takes about 40 demos to sell $10,000. So if you're going big for the push, you want to win this limo night, you want to win all this great stuff that Kathy's been promoting, that's the magic number for you. 100 calls, 40 demos, 10 grand. Your phone approach is something you'll become more and more comfortable with time. The more you do your phone approach, the better you're going to get at it. Like I said, we're not going to actually take time to go through the phone approach right now. But for all intents and purposes, you have 3 phone approaches. First phone approach you have is the training appointment phone approach. That's the one you're using to call all your friends, right? The second phone approach you have is going to be the recommendation phone approach. Here's a really easy way to tell the difference. If I'm comfortable calling somebody to borrow a cup of sugar from them, hey, Saito, what up? I need some sugar, man. He's got me. I'm going to use my training phone approach for that. I'm comfortable calling him to borrow a cup of sugar. If it's like my dad's boss's cousin that I've never met before, probably wouldn't call him for sugar. Like, dude, who are you? What are you doing? Right? That's the recommendation phone approach. Easy way to tell the difference, cup of sugar. Your third phone approach is the phone approach everyone forgets about. This is the phone approach you use to call your friends to get their parents' numbers. I believe this is page 31 of your manual. It may have changed. This is the approach you use whenever you want to see your friend's parents. You don't have their names and numbers yet. Call your friend, read that approach. You can even text that approach to your friends. Very effective to text it as well. But that's how you get those extra names and numbers for all of your friends' parents to go do demos with them as well. Okay, now, final few tips. Whenever you're doing your phone call, I want you to understand when you're talking to somebody over the phone, you're going to transfer your enthusiasm through the phone. Okay, I was listening to many of you make phone calls. Some of you did a really good job. Some of you not so much. Here's the big difference I heard. The ones who did better were smiling. The ones who were smiling on the phone, you can actually hear that when you're talking to somebody on the phone. It might not sound like that big of a deal, but you can actually hear the difference, okay? So make sure you're smiling on the phone. Make sure you're excited about your goal. Imagine how great life is going to be when you hit that goal, when you make that money, when you achieve that. And I want you to visualize that and share that on the phone with your customer. When I make my phone calls, I like to be in a relaxed environment. I like to be where it's quiet. I like to have my schedule out in front of me. I like to have my approach out in front of me. I like to have my leads out in front of me, and I like to have my objections. So I like everything out in front of me. I'm also a big fan of these. Okay? So holding your phone up to your head or trying to hold it with your ear and you're typing and doing stuff, it's kind of awkward. This makes life so much simpler. So if you have these, go find them, dig them up, use them. They're amazing. This or Bluetooth, whatever. Not having to hold your phone makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so that's another just little quick pro tip for you. Okay, never put the phone down. And so I know this is going to sound counterintuitive based on what I just said. But what that means is when I'm dialing calls, as soon as I'm done dialing the last call and I hang up, I'm not going to put the phone down before I make my next phone call. This is just really simple, but it's profound, okay? Because if I don't put that phone down, then I just look at my next number and I dial and I go. Your phone time is going to happen a lot faster. You'll be able to get a lot more done really quickly. 30, 45 minutes of phone calls, 20 phone calls, 4 or 5 demos booked, you're done. All right, let's take a few minutes and we're going to talk about a few objections. Now, when we talk about objections, what I want you to do is I just want you to give me some of the objections that that you've heard of and that you've dealt with before. You know, you got to remember, guys, when you're calling people, if you're calling the right people that are married, 30 to 60, and a homeowner, you know, they're only going to have certain types of objections, right? Now, you call your boy who's like your age, he's going to say some weird stuff, okay? I get it. So, so I want to hear some of your objections and some of the things that you've had to deal with, and I'll do the best I can to show you how to handle some of these things, and we'll go from there. Anybody have some objections they've struggled with? Yes.
I've gotten this 3 times. 9 demos or the 20, 35 plus a thing.
Sure.
I already have a nice set of knives. I'm not really looking forward to this demo. So they're already looking down on the product as it is.
Perfect. So his objection was, hey, Dylan, I've already got a nice set of knives, not really in the market for new knives, not really looking forward to your demo. It's kind of challenging to work with, right? So somebody says, hey, Eric, I've got a nice set of knives, not really looking forward to your demo, don't really need anything. Oh, Miss Jones, that's awesome. What do you have? Well, I've got Hinkles. Oh, that's fantastic. Those are really nice German knives. How long have you had them? I've had them about 10 years. Oh, Miss Jones, that's awesome. What do you love about them? Oh, they stay sharp. They're really good. They were really pricey. Oh, Miss Jones, that's fantastic. Well, hey, look, I just started showing this product called Cutco. It sounds like you really know a lot about high-quality knives. Can I come over and do a presentation with you and get some really good feedback and experience from you? You're probably more of a knife expert than I'll ever be, and it would really help me out towards my goal and help me win a scholarship. Is there any chance I could stop by at maybe 5 o'clock or something a little bit later, like 7 o'clock, to get your opinion?
It's kind of how I dealt with the most recent one when I was talking to you about. You basically shot me down, and I was like, all right, you know what? Let's just do it from my experience.
Sure. And look, these are great
thought
objections.
process.
They're not always going to work. Sometimes you do everything right and it still doesn't work. What else?
It's like I work full time. I have like 2 jobs. I don't have time to do this. And if you say, what about next week? It's like, no, I'm just too busy.
Got it. So the I'm busy excuse. Okay. Now, here's the real big secret with busy people. The only way to get a demo with a busy person, you have to be busier. Oh, Miss Jones, you're working full-time? I totally got it. Hey, look, I'm like going to school full-time this summer trying to get degree credit, and I've got this job, and I'm trying to win a scholarship, and I don't want to ask my parents for money. So, look, is there any way you can squeeze me in? I promise I'll be the highlight of your day. Can you do like maybe 5 or 7 o'clock? I don't know if I can fit you in, Miss Jones, but I can make time for you. You have to look busier. Okay? Hey, Eric, I'm busy. Oh, my God, Miss Jones, I'm so busy, too. I'm trying to get 12 demos done. I've already got 11 booked. I just need 1 more. I don't even know if I can squeeze you in, but look, I can try to make time for you at 5 or 7. We do 5 or 5:15. Yeah. Which one's better? What else? Yes?
He told me that his wife and him were not interested in viewing it tomorrow, so I asked him if it was a bad day or a bad time. And then he said, we have no interest in Cutco and do not want to waste your time or our time.
Perfect. I love this one. Hey, Eric, I'm not interested. Of course you're not interested, Miss Jones. If you were interested, you would have called me, right? I'm trying to win a scholarship. I'm trying to get internship credit for school. My goal is to get 10 done. Is there any way you can squeeze me in? I promise it'll be the highlight of your day and it would really help me out. I get paid just to show it. Can you squeeze me in at maybe 5 or 7? What would be better for you? The key line here is, of course you're not interested, Miss Jones. If you were interested, you would have called me. I'm just trying to win a scholarship, so I don't have to beg my mom for money this summer. Can you help me out? Yo.
What about people trying to schedule like 2 weeks? Like, afterwards?
So somebody wants you to call them back and schedule 2 weeks in advance, or they book with you for 2 weeks in advance? Okay, we'll cover both. So let's say someone wants to schedule with me 2 weeks in advance. Okay, hey, Ms. Jones, I totally can put you down for 2 weeks in advance. My goal is to get to 12 by Monday night. I've got 8. Is there any way you can squeeze me in by Monday night? I could see you maybe at like 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock on Monday evening. How would that sound? I'd try that first. If that didn't work and they had no time available and I went through all of the days between now and next week, what I would do is I'd schedule that demo for 2 weeks in advance. I would call that person back 3 days in advance of the demo and reconfirm the time to make sure they have not forgotten about me. By doing that, I can make sure that if they did back out or they did cancel, I had time to replace the demo before the slot was upon me. All right, we got time for one more. Yo.
Okay, so recently I did one yesterday, and they said that they have revenue and that they have a good pair, but they're not looking to buy a new one anytime soon.
Perfect. So you did the demo though?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Pull me aside in a moment. That's a objection for a sale. I can show you how to handle that. We're just doing phone stuff right now. So when you're trying to book the demo.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I had someone who I called, and she told me that on the phone, like I told her what I was selling, and she said, well, I've been to one of these demos before. I hate the way it's marketed. I hate the product. I hate everything about it. I'm sorry, I won't do it.
Hey, Ms. Jones, I totally understand. What did you not like about it?
It's good. It's good to ask her. Just seeing an idea. There's always 10% people who so that's why I got 90%.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, how much did you sell this week?
I sold about 7,000.
Say it louder.
7,000.
$7,000, and that's an objection she got on the phone. You do it just fine.
Yeah, it's not.
You're doing just fine. Okay. All right, so I'm finished up, guys. I believe that Kathy's on the phone, so I did want to go ahead and just intro real quick. Our next speaker is going to be Jordan Gerentano, and so Jordan is he is a Court of Honor manager, soon to be Hall of Fame manager. Court of Honor manager is anybody who has created over $5 million in sales. Jordan's been a manager now here in Houston for many years. Jordan this summer actually promoted, I believe, more managers than nearly anybody else in the entire Southwest region. Jordan, how many managers did you put out this summer? 10 new managers came from his office this summer. This is a testament to Jordan's ability to develop leadership and create leaders in his organization. And so Jordan's going to be our next speaker here on the agenda. Let's give Jordan a round of applause. Yay!
Trying to think of like the way you go, yay! It's like that one like YouTube video like the second one. I think it's just awesome.
Great games.
Yeah, there we go. This is so funny. So I can talk about recommendations. It's going to be really, really simple. How many of you want to get 10 or more every time you see someone? What about 15 or more? 20 more? What about 30? Sweet. So I'm going to go over some like really advanced stuff, but also I'm going to go over the basics. It's kind of like if you want to learn how to dunk. You got to learn how to shoot a layup first before you can do a dunk. So I hope with what I really cover, it really like helps you to take from wherever you're getting right now to that next level for you. But it is a progression of levels. So meaning if you're normally getting 5, then I'll help you get 10. And if you really execute what I go over, then you'll be able to get 15 or 20, right? If you're normally getting 10, then what I go over really right now will help you get 15, and then maybe 20 again if you're executing what I go over. So recommendations, the reason why I was really great with the position, my sales were just okay initially, but I was really good at recommendations. So there's a couple like things you just got to do in the very beginning just to get a lot. And here it goes. It's really easy. But before I go into all of this, how many of you like free stuff? You don't like free stuff? That's okay. Peter, I know. I saw you hand, but the guy behind you, that's okay. You don't have a name tag. You didn't raise your hand. So I was like, everyone else likes free stuff for him. So you don't have to participate in this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take right now is lunchtime phone time. Literally, we have 15 minutes. So we can hop on the phone. Whoever gets 2 goes into a drawing to win some free Cutco. So don't go anywhere. We'll just make a couple calls. And then we literally have, well, now 14 minutes because I'm talking too much. So 14 minutes, ready, set, and go. Don't go anywhere. Just do a quick.
I just taught you what to do.
Yeah. You can apply right away. Do a quick.
Sorry, I just don't want to go in front of everyone. I've been holding my pee for the longest.
It's good that we took a break. but not a break. Forced break. Back 2 points. You know Jose? 2 points.
I will.
Gotta get 2. 2 goes into the drawing.
Sorry, Aaron.
Where's the team? Hey, Saito. Let's help. Yeah.
All right, let's put some music on.
Maverick. You got it set up in stone there. How many referrals? How many referrals?
Let's see who we reach, girl.
Wait, that record.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Matthew, you gonna hit that first promotion today? So close. Something like that.
What's going on here? I can like never go through anything anymore.
Trying to play music.